Hi, everybody.
Touché.
Wow, what is wrong with the cams? Jesus fuck. Professional streamer. There we go. Hi. Hello. Welcome to Phixius 5, session
Bonjour.
54. Bananas.
I love those things.
Found it, Emily. I just pinned it for you.
You know what I want? I want a banana and a Mr. Daddy bar.
Oh, God.
Apparently
It's
it's called Mr. Big.
It's a Mr. Big bar, not a Mr. Daddy
I thought it was Mr. Daddy.
No!
It is not. It is not.
Oh my goodness.
Go.
Anyway. Fuck's sake.
Oh, everybody's a little squirrely tonight.
It's Friday. Our sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca, use the code TheVectair to get 10% off of your order. Maggie, what is your dice pick of the week this week?
Rampage. Do you know why?
Why?
Tell
You
us,
should know
Maggie.
why, because I talked about it on Monday. But in case you
I
weren't
wasn't
there,
listening.
yeah, that makes sense.
I disassociated.
Yeah. So Rampage, because in Phixius 5, Alfie plays a character named Ram, and they're a barbarian, so they rampage, and also they have a book of magical secrets. So it's like the pages of the book. It's perfect. Also, if you don't care about poor Ram, it is a very nice white shiny dice, and it has cool font with red ink, and the ink looks really nice.
It's
Ryan's dices are nicely inked.
Yes, it is very easy to read for anybody who has vision issues. It's red on white, but they're very, very clear, and they're very pretty.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So what do we have?
What code could I use? What code could I use to get it on a discount? What code?
I already said the code, but you can use the Vectair at checkout, all one word.
Did you say it, or did I? Did I disassociate? I had disassociated.
Everybody's in great shape tonight.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Scheduling. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m., we have Together Among the Stars, and our guest this week is Queen Mother GM, finally. I'll be home, so if there's any tech issues, I can hop on and take over. Because that's
I'm already on it, because Rick sent me the thing to do it.
Perfect. Tomorrow as well, at 7 o'clock, we have Backpacker's Guide to TTRPGs with Emily and Artemis. And they are going to be further deep diving into the classes during character creation. Sunday, we return to Harakir in the Legacy of Fire. Our vampire game is done for the time being, but you can still catch Artemis and I over there on DM Jeremy's channel for our Legacy of Fire 5e game. Monday, we have Mistwalkers, as usual. The party is heading towards the conclusion of the Valshan Trial of Hearts, so it should be interesting how they're gonna take their time.
I'm slowly starved to death on top of a mesa.
Probably. Wednesday, we have the Society over on Cantrips and Coffee. Again, Artemis and I are over there with Sly and DM Jeremy. We are playing some Call of Cthulhu. We just got into the nitty-gritty of it. Our society has been built, and now we go forth and investigate the horrors that lie beneath. Horrors.
I mean, what?
Sex workers.
Stan.
Thursday, A Song of Crystal and Shadow should be returning with their new virtual tabletop on Foundry. So hopefully that goes ahead at 8:30 with their new character. Yuli is the player's name, I believe. And she should be all set up for Thursday. You can catch our podcast if you don't have time to catch up with the videos over on pretty much anywhere you can get your podcasts. We are everywhere now, thanks to Artemis. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, and Google Podcast. We're everywhere, and we're just getting bigger.
We're in your house.
Because we eat lots of snacks, and it goes right to our butts.
Like Mr. Daddy's.
like Mr. Daddy's.
Maggie.
And as always, you can get our epic merch, like my beanie, or toque, as we say in Canada, or Emily's shirt, or Artemis's shirt, over on tinyurl/vacmerch.com/vacmerch. And yeah, just if you could support us, that'd be great. Everything goes back into the channel at this time. All of our giveaways and everything all comes from you guys. So you're just feeding the channel or feeding the community by feeding us through merch and through Twitch. So you guys are awesome. You let us do everything that we need to do. Eventually, maybe we will pay ourselves, but that's not today. We don't need to get paid.
What's
It's
that?
fine.
Creative people do
Only
it.
like working a second full-time job sometimes. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
We are
It's a labor of love.
60-something days from Spooktober. It's fine.
Oh, God.
At the
It's
beginning of
fine.
one of my
Nothing's on
ones-
fire. Everything's fine.
Inside check.
That was convincing.
Insight check for sure. Anyway, pause for 2 seconds so that Artemis knows when to cut. Okay, go.
You don't have to say that part out loud. Like you don't. It's fine.
We do.
No,
this.
because then I'm gonna
Anyways.
keep talking.
Anyways, when we last left off, you guys had returned to Ebonbreak. The city was on fire. A lot. There was demons and dogs called Shusubas, and they tried to kill you. It's fine. You know, like you do. And then you made your way through town. Bilphus's shop had been destroyed by probably himself in an attempt to kill a demon that kicked in his front door. He almost died. That was a thing. Then Ram, in a moment of either genius or madness or both, I haven't decided yet,
Yes.
used their... Yes, it was in a moment of yes. Used their rogue's grappling hook to hook on to the foot of a Nelfishnay that had been flying overhead, chasing the king through the skies. And you fought them in the air. Aster was a giant bird. There was a battle. It was great. And then it all sort of ended when Rirka showed up and beheaded the king. And now you are currently running through the city with Ram, if I remember correctly, has the queen slung over their shoulders.
She was a little busy screaming her head off. So.
She's no longer doing that.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
But I'm still carrying
I get it.
her.
Wait, I get it. Screaming her head off, just like her husband's head is off.
Oh,
Ah.
too soon. I
Uh,
think we lost the camera, by the way.
yeah, it
Alyssa
was me.
disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
Alyssa.
my sound was being wonky. So yeah, I'll be back.
I miss Alyssa. They were so young.
Thanks, Maggie.
Wow.
But now
Pause
you
for
have a
2
choice to
seconds.
make. You have left the bailey of the palace and are sort of headed back towards the market district. I think is sort of the direction you had left. But where are you going? What are you doing?
Are there any sky ships in port right now?
Yes. All but the one that goes to Vale Fury Castle.
Should we go to my mom's place?
No, I think we're on a little bit more of a time crunch than expected.
Should just
So,
us out of the sky. If we
not
tried
if
to
we
leave.
avoid where she is. Like, can I have a map of Edinburgh? Wait, I have it. Never mind.
Or
Unless you have a version update with like Rirka's big ugly face on it.
I do not, but the others don't have it, so I'll push it out to you. Break. Where are you?
I mean, if we could get back to our house long enough for me to cast a spell there, that might be nice, but that's not required. So Bilphus is still underground?
Well, we can grab Bill Fitz on the way, because he's... Alright, where are we? We're at the castle, correct?
It's close to the
Hmm.
castle, I think.
You guys are just outside of the Bailey, which is like where number 5 is. You're like just in that area.
Okay.
Okay, so where's Bill Fitz's?
Bilphus is right on the edge of 2 and 3.
Got it.
Okay.
Your house is the purple circle up in 7.
Oh, jeez.
So you're really close to your house, so you could go there if you wanted to cast the spell that I'm pretty sure is Word of Recall, right? That's the one you wanted to cast when you were there. Yeah.
You know what
So
we
you
should
could
do
go
right
there and
now?
then
Split the party.
Oh my gosh.
We should get Bilphus, no? We can put him in the
Rainy
house.
would just freak
He
out.
can house sit for us.
House is full of sheep.
Look at
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking as we're like taking cover somewhere in 5, and I've still got the queen slung over my shoulder because I don't trust her to just not like poof. Not that I can do anything, but if she poofs like a dragon, there's not much I can do.
She is being very, very quiet and barely moving at all, actually.
Could,
So,
Fine.
could I make a medicine check to see if she's in shock?
sure, go ahead.
Or like worse?
Can I, being a cleric, just know that she's in shock?
You can make a medicine check as well.
As I'm carrying her, just confirm that she is in shock because she's not moved.
You can also make a medicine check.
Hold on, I gotta.
Can I do it at advantage because she's on me?
Ooh.
I got a.
I would say you can do it at advantage because of your history with the war.
Dirty 20.
I got a 15.
Yeah, you're
I'm
pretty
so-
damn sure she's in shock.
Do we all think she's in shock?
What did you get, Maggie?
15.
Yeah, you're pretty sure she's in shock.
I think she's in shock.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do we? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Right now it's fine because we need to figure out what we're doing. So here's my...
Running?
Yes, but we need to put a couple things in order first. Irene, you need to go back to the house?
Possible, but it's not required.
Like, what is your... Like, what is the thing you do that you're trying to do?
There's a spell that I have that could get us back there if we ever get into trouble. Or if we need to get here fast.
And we also have Pastor's tree thingy, too. So it is a backup, so bottom of the list, but it's on my list. Ram has gone full captain of the military mode. Just so everybody knows.
Captain Ramerica?
Maybe.
Oh my
Okay,
god. Get out.
Yikes.
Jeez.
Rini would also let you know that both the disc and the elemental last an hour, so however much time is left on those.
Right.
You've probably got about a half an hour because you didn't use it very long.
And the disc.
So they're
holds
just following
500
behind you.
pounds. Yeah, the disc holds up to 500 pounds. So.
Well, you dissipated the disc when you landed.
Okay.
At least according to the end of the episode.
There was a lot going on, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I would have dropped you off. And
I re-listened to it this morning, and you had
I
said that
still
you dropped
have the
it when
elemental.
Yes, the elemental's still there because you use that to sort of fly up and like talk into Rirka's face.
Okay. So, Elise, what do you need, if anything?
I mean, maybe like the documents to the deed of our house would be good.
I mean, our house is protected.
Okay, then I don't really need anything. I mean, I have my friends. What more could I need? Oh, we gotta keep going.
Oh, is there anything you need from the house?
No, I think I am okay. I was going to make things if we went there, but I do not need to at all. I can wait.
Okay. All right, here's my thought. The only reason I would go back to the house is for my sheep. But they're sheep.
You're also in your
So-
sanctuary.
Yeah. We're safe there at the moment, along with the shepherd, to be honest.
Yes, that's true. As long as they stay there and there's plenty for them to eat, it'll be fine. We grab Bilphus, head for the skyships, and I feel, depending on which skyship is docked, we may be able to take the one furthest away from Ruka and just get the fuck out of here. With the Queen, sorry, Your Majesty, I say to her butt,
Doesn't respond.
we can abscond
Her
with
butt-
it wherever
her
we
butt
need
is
to
shut.
go. It's not going to follow its path if we give a command.
One more. Can I keep a passive perception up for the chicken people?
Sure.
Like, can I be looking around for them to see if they're okay? The chicken
You
people.
just pull your nose ring out.
Yeah, I did, but it's fine. I thought it
Me.
dropped, but it was something else. It's fine. I can put it back in.
Who are the chicken people again? I feel like I'm missing something important.
Somebody please explain this, because this has been like a running gag for months now.
Okay, there was a couple that sold delicious chicken, and then Ram figured out they were in love or something, and then they got married, and now they're
They're on their honeymoon, right?
they back?
I thought they came back.
They were back in town. Last time you saw, they were back in town.
Okay, well, we have to go save them for sure.
Exactly.
Thank God, let me pull out my book of secrets.
Is Bilphus small enough to let me carry him while I'm being carried by an air elemental?
Yes, he's a gnome.
We could
He's
go
a very
get Bilphus.
small gnome.
I currently have a fly speed of 90.
Okay, so we need to get Kenny and Frank. We need to get Bilphus. Should we look for Chinook? He's the Minotaur that was Pog's friend.
Yeah, if we can find them, yes, that would be good.
Or can you send
Wait,
do a sending?
wait. We need to find my friend at the Blind Beholder because he will have problems leaving.
Wait, which friend?
The Blind Beholder.
Oh,
You.
okay.
Okay. So sending alert Brezen, our house Carl, of what needs to be done. He can move his family and Tom's family into the sanctuary for now.
Okay.
Because Ruka shouldn't be able to cross it.
I can also cast Sending.
Good, because we got a lot of people we gotta like grab and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go send to my friend Mr. Blind Beholder.
What are you saying?
Where should we have everybody? Where should we tell people to meet us? I'm going to have to go to grab him though.
In the trees by the gunship.
Okay.
We're in the Verdant Ward?
Yeah. Like right at the
Okay,
edge,
Verdant
but
Ward, sorry.
in the trees.
Do you want me to mess with the chicken people?
Kenny and Frank. And we need to message Cassin Basbrand from the Hunters Guild.
Oh, that's
His-
probably important too.
His sister rescued me from Altidir.
Do we know how many of these?
Between the don't forget, Emily, I
Take
can
one
also
search.
replenish my spells.
Oh, that's true.
Oh wait, maybe not because I used a lot of my sorcery points.
But you
But
can spend your spells to get sorcery points and then...
Oh yeah, I could spend my level 1 spells and stuff
I think
and math it somehow
technically I
using the theory of relativity.
Technically, I can get a first level spell back.
What level ascending?
3.
3. So how many level 3 spells do I got? Where's my slots?
Isn't there a cleric thing where you can use a channel divinity to get a spell slot back?
I think you have that ability. I think the type of cleric that you are can do that.
Well, and there was.
How do I fucking math this out?
It might be from.
Sorcerer, spell slot, punish. I'm a little bit math help. I am full of painkillers right now.
And pulling up the sorcery.
Okay. I have lots of spell slots, so I can cast sending at least 2 times. How much do we want me to save is the question.
At least one for if the worst happens. One of us.
I mean, I can always use higher level slots too, but
Yeah. Okay.
Are you still holding on to the queen while
Yes.
you're planning all of this?
Yes, I
You
haven't
just
put her
hear.
down.
Okay, you just hear her very, very, very quietly say, "Dralles, get me to Dralles. I have family."
That was... What's your majesty?
You.
Hang tight. Is it okay if I put you down, or do you want to stay there? Because I know I'm not very comfortable.
You may put me down if you like.
Oh, I don't care. You're very light for a dragon.
Elise gets out one of their many handkerchiefs and just like fans the queen with the handkerchief.
Instead of leaving her like a sack of potatoes, they'll just kind of move her bridal style instead.
Yeah.
She has, like, as you sort of like pull her around to the front, you've seen her before. She's very lively and happy going, and there is all of that is gone. That she has that 1,000-yard stare, and like she registers that you're there, but you're not there.
As I like pull her around, I'm just gonna like keep my cloak like draped over her. Just, you know, shock and makes people cold. So. Okay.
Food. So hungry.
Granny?
Elise says, well, I can sending as well. But if somebody wants to join me grabbing, his name sounds like a sneeze. What the fuck is his name? Zizu. I need to go grab him, like physically.
Yeah, group hydrate.
Does somebody want to come with me, or?
I've got a plan, Elise. Just let me get it out. Hang on.
Okay, get it out.
Kirini? Message or send to Eerie Ironstead.
Okay.
He's the Aarakocra at the Opus.
Okay.
Let him know that we have the queen. The king is dead. We're heading to Dralles.
Okay. I do that first. His name Eerie?
Eerie Ironstead.
Eerie. It's rainy. I assume he knows who I Queen is with us. We are going to Drales. The king is on. You okay?
Okay, so there's a pause, and then you get back. Glad the queen is safe. Holed up at the academy with several students hiding in the lower levels. Get the queen out if you can.
Okay. I relay that.
Hassan Basselbrand at the Hunters Guild.
Okay. I just letting him know.
Leaving. Sounding with Skyship. Heading to Drollies. I owe you one. I owe your family one.
Okay. Terrainy with Ram. Leaving with Skyship. We owe you one. Stay safe. I have way more words if I need them.
Meet us in Viridian Ward?
Viridian Ward.
Viridian.
Yes,
Started saying
Viridian
that and
Ward.
then I doubted myself.
Meet us in
Viridian Ward.
Viridian Ward. Stay safe. Okay.
So you get back. You get back. Glad you're safe. Routing with others. Going to make a stand.
Oh. Okay. Relay that as well.
Well, he's dead. Kenny or Frank? Take your pick. We love, and we want to save you. Meet us in Viridian Ward ASAP to escape city.
Okay.
Bring
I
chicken.
say exactly that.
You get back. You just get back. Who is this? What? Bring chicken? What do you mean bring chicken? No, honey, we gotta go to the Sky Tower. That's what you get back.
Good enough.
Okay, we'll see them. We'll see them over there then. Let's see. Who else do we
Resin.
need?
Our house, Carl.
Right.
Pull up with Tom in Sanctuary. Bring family if needed. Tell Tom he can do the same. If you have to, eat the sheep.
Okay. Say that. And I also add, should also be some food in there.
I'm just being practical. Because I lived the end of days in the war, so.
Help
True.
yourself.
I mean, you did say if needed, so.
Don't.
You left
Don't
Alyssa
waste
again.
Yeah, I saw that.
You
Sorry,
get back from him.
My dog's freaking out. So hold on. Sorry, I'm still here though.
Okay.
Same. Still here.
You get back. Holed up in the house. Sheep have all been relocated to Sanctuary. We'll get other families here.
Good.
Be safe.
That's. How many have I sent now?
3. 4.
Okay.
Sorry, that was 4.
4. And then Elise should send the one to Ziju.
Yeah, I send Ziju. It's Elise. I am coming to get you. City on fire. King is dead.
There is a very, very long pause. And then you hear him say, "Oh, hey, the sneeze. Waiting for others. Several joining me here, not leaving the city."
Oh,
Your branding finally caught on, Elise.
Yeah, I say.
didn't take long.
I say he doesn't want to come. They're staying. Should I use another spell slot to tell him to go to the sanctuary?
You can if you want, or you can save it. It's up to you. He's your friend.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll have to do the math in a bit to do it. But I say sanctuary, our home is safe. Address, Godspeed, or other speed.
You may not be able to
Pendant.
enter, actually.
Yeah, he will not actually be able to enter your house. But you get back from him anyways. You get back, not leaving bar, entrance to underground here.
Oh,
Oh,
Going to use it as part of network.
I relay this information.
plans.
That's good.
I didn't know there was
Which,
an underground city.
Elise, well, Elise, you sort of know that there is like tunnels under the city, which it would make sense that Jiju would have access to this because Jiju was a smuggler for a very long time. Old
So it's
habits
like
die
Scotland
hard.
or Paris. Actually, no, Paris is just catacombs. Scotland has tunnels under it, right? In the main city.
No,
Did you
so
go in there some point?
reference for Alyssa.
No.
Jiju is a beholder that only has one eye stalk left. He's blind in his main eye, and he's got the one eye stalk left that's telekinetic.
Got it. Very good.
Jiju, my bestie.
Phixius?
Let's
Delphisis.
go touch base with him before we.
I'm just gonna kick the door in. Don't waste your spells.
He's underneath.
Okay.
I'm loud.
Yeah.
It'll be
Great,
fine.
he doesn't disagree. I mean, he's in the sewer, not in his shop. It's
Okay, well, in that case, I don't think I can yell loud enough to be heard through an entire sewer system.
at least it looked like a sewer. I don't know. Maybe it's a bunker.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and tell him to meet us in his shop. Get him out if he wants to come.
I mean, I think he was right by there.
Mem doesn't know that his shop was destroyed, by the way.
Right. It's
That was-
that. There's no shop.
What?
Blew it up.
He blew it up?
Yeah.
It does not exist anymore. It is gone, Ram. All gone.
Yeah, that tracks.
I would agree.
We know where he is. He's right by there.
Okay. He's right by there, I guess.
You can swing by.
Yeah, I guess just
They
let him
got
know
my
we're...
order fucking wrong. I'm so mad. I haven't eaten all day.
No. Yell at
Steve.
them.
Keep the air elemental with us to kind of protect us. And
I'd say at this point you probably got about 15 minutes left before it disappears.
Do we still have, like, the Queen's retinue with us?
Oh, they stayed behind at the Bailey to make sure that you were able to get away with her.
Oh, okay. Okay. Contact Bilfis, see what he wants to do, and then we'll head for the schedule.
Okay.
For the Viridian ward.
the
Viridian word.
is this thing by the Sky Tower or no?
His shop is like maybe 5 or 6 blocks from the Sky Tower. From the Sky's Reach Tower.
Like, is he in section 2 or section 3?
He's like right on the border, like where the road is. He's technically in section 2, but he's on the border.
Like there?
Pretty much.
Got
At least that was where you last saw him. So
Ish.
I only have 3 spell slots left that are of high enough level to do Revivify or Sending or anything else similarly powerful.
Last one.
Okay. I'll do ascending to Belfast.
Does Aster have that spell prepared? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't have her character sheet.
Oh, I'll clear it out for you. I'm sorry.
Don't
Meant to do that before, and I forgot.
druids get that?
There you go.
They do.
Taking forgets. Emily, make sure that you mark somewhere that you have an inspiration, because I give you guys one at the beginning. I try to remember to give you guys one at the beginning of every session, but I usually forget. Trying to get better about remembering.
Gotcha.
Aggie, you have an inspiration too.
Thank you. Ginger has scream.
I guess. Great. I'll sending to Belfast. We're headed to the Sky Tower. Do you want to meet us there, or do you need us
in
to
the
come with
Viridian
you? Meet us in the Viridian Ward if you're coming. I don't know what's happening.
We're
The
escaping.
king is dead.
Are you pooping?
Get back.
You pooping?
The first, 5 or 6 words that you get back sound like chemical compounds. And then
Like
you
reciting
get
a
back.
recipe to himself.
Yeah. And then you get back. Wait. Oh, hi. I'm staying here in my bunker, going to make a stand with others, meeting up with others further in the city.
Okay.
Well, they're all dead. Okay, let's go.
We go.
Okay. So now you're heading to the sky ship.
Yes. Staying as far away from the Bailey as possible. And I've got
Okay.
the queen,
Yeah, so
bundled up in, a queen Bjorn.
Yeah, she does not make any move to, fight you off or anything like that. In fact, she barely even moves. You make your way through alleys and, you sort of, because you guys have been here for a while now, you have been in the city. You know sort of the general direction to, orient yourself as you're moving through the city. So I won't ask for a survival check. But you make your way through the city. It takes you probably close to an hour to get there safely if you're going slowly enough to avoid detection. And you don't see Rirka. You do hear her maybe off in the distance several times, but you don't see her. You do see more of those pig demons flying over the city. They seem to be searching or something. You're not really sure. But you're pretty sure that if they found you, it probably wouldn't go well.
For them.
Yeah.
I rode a dragon today. Nothing is impossible.
And Ram, make me a perception check, please. Specifically you.
$23.
All right. So as you're moving through the city, you're not really sure if it's because you've been back here so many times now or what it is, but pretty much since you guys had that downtime where you were in the city for an extended period of time, you have noticed, and you sort of just brushed it off until now, there was a low-level hum almost to the city that you could just feel. And you didn't really think anything about it because it's a city and there's lots of ambient noise in a city.
Sorry, I need to interrupt. I need to go for a few minutes because I need to help with the sprinkler person who's here, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Bye.
That's okay.
You begin to notice that that feeling, that sort of low rumble or disturbance of some kind is underneath all of that noise. You thought maybe it was part of that noise, but it's actually underneath that sound. And there's something familiar to that feeling, but you can't place it. And you're not really sure why. And you something sort of makes you think maybe it has something to do with the fact that you now have Event Horizon, that you're maybe able to pick it out a little bit better. And Event Horizon almost seems to like reverberate on your back as you move. You can't place it, but there's something that feels familiar to either this area or there's just something. Like an
Familiar,
itch that you can't scratch.
familiar bad or familiar okay or familiar just weird?
Hmm,
Am I making an
just
insight check on myself?
familiar. Sure. It's more of just a general. Yeah, it's more of just a general familiarity, but it's like a memory of a dream, something that like you just can't place. And it very much feels like an itch in the back of your head that you just cannot scratch.
Which is really weird because I don't have skin.
Exactly.
At least not right now.
Like if you've ever had that feeling of like just needing to floss your brain with steel wool, that's pretty much what it feels
What's
like.
your brain?
I can do. I just open up my chest
No.
casting link.
Yeah, exactly. Reggie yells at you about it. But yeah,
He doesn't like the
the
reverberating
feeling
noise.
the feeling doesn't grow or lessen or anything like that. It's just there, just present. And as you move through the city, you just sort of notice it. And it's strange. Not in a bad way, not in a good way, just strange.
While we're kind of mouse holing our way through,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna quietly ask the queen. You feel that in the city? Hear it?
You get a very hollow sounding answer from her that she just kind of is still staring off, and she says, "I don't feel anything right now." She just sort of absentmindedly pats you. She looks very tired.
I know that feeling too well. That's it. Not anything further. Just kind of not like hug her, but I definitely hold her a little closer to me. And I know I'm not soft and squishy and comfortable to be against, but I hope she kind of gets the message anyway.
Yeah, you get the sense that like it doesn't necessarily comfort her because I don't know that there's anything that would comfort her in this moment, but she doesn't push you away or she doesn't reject anything. She just sort of accepts it. That feeling doesn't change as you move through the city. Just something that you notice now. But you all
Anything
sort
about
of
it?
okay. You all sort of make your way through the city, um, sort of moving from street to street, taking alleys as much as you can, staying off the main roads, that sort of thing. Uh, there does not seem to be as many ground troops over on this end of the city. It's actually very quiet over here. Like maybe the fighting was contained more towards the palace, and like it. If you had to guess, they struck the palace first and made sure to do the most damage there. And all of you sort of have just in the back of your mind, this is an odd move for Rirka. Why come here? She was in the mountains far to the south, the last that you heard. What could she possibly want in this city?
But we already kind of had an idea about that because we have the vestiges.
Could
And
be.
this is where we base.
But the vestiges weren't here. The relics weren't here.
No, but they would be eventually.
It might be that. You're not really sure at the moment.
Maybe she's just racist against dragons.
It's a very closely guarded secret, so if she found out, other people definitely found out.
All it takes is the right pressure on one pain point.
True.
Imagine moving eggs. An entire clutch of eggs is not something that's undertaken by one person.
You don't really know. You never really got the chance to talk to the king about it. As far as you know, the eggs are safe.
I think Ram's just kind of going through all of this to, like, hope it doesn't line up to the humming. Or some gate or something.
Okay.
Trying to
Doesn't
rationalize.
feel necessarily like because you've jumped through gates before, and you know what the divine gate itself feels like, and you know what it feels like when it's not there. This isn't that. This is something else. Something maybe from the same era. Something familiar from that time. You just can't quite place it.
It's not a hell engine, is it?
It doesn't feel like that. That, generally speaking, had a very bad energy to it anytime one of those was near. This doesn't feel like that. This does not feel good or bad. Bless you. This does not feel that way. But you make your way through town, and you can see that, bless you again, you can see that indeed there are 3 skyships here. They're all sort of, they look like they are fired up and ready to go, and there are people being loaded onto them. Like they're gonna make a run somewhere, anywhere. That's not here.
Do we know which one's the fastest? Or are they all pretty...
They're all pretty much the same.
Okay.
I think either Karini or maybe Elise would do this. I don't know.
I think Elise would probably be at the forefront of
yeah, like who's going
finding...
anywhere near
And-
Drawlays. Yeah.
So
You
if
can
you're specifically looking for, but open up here. If you're looking for the one that goes to Drawlays, it goes to Baguna and then to Drawlays, and that one is Skyship, where'd you go? That's the Ivory Animus, and that is here. You can see it up against the tower. The only one that's missing right now is the Nimble Endeavor. That's the one that goes to Vale Fury Castle.
we try that one to see if they're actually going there.
We're going to make them go there. Elise will take the lead on this.
Okay.
Because of their courtier background and...
Yeah, for sure. And it's easy enough to find a captain. You guys have been on this ship before. You've been on the Ivory Animus.
Actually,
And
we're not. It doesn't even matter if it's the Ivory Animus. Just whichever ship looks the least burdened by people right now.
That is the Ivory Animus at the
Is
moment.
it? Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
and sorry.
the Sky Song heads south, and so does and the Ambling Aura heads west. Those both look like they are heavily laded down because nobody wants to be either further into Bohami or anything like that. They're trying to get the other way.
Okay. Did we find Kenny and Frank in the...
You do see them waiting there.
Okay, yeah, we grabbed them on the way.
Okay, yeah. So they're chilling down at the bottom of the Sky's Reach Tower, and like they brought chicken.
Can you give some to the queen? She needs just
Please tell me how you approach them. Please tell me how you approach them because you've seen them like once.
Hi. I don't know if you remember me. This is Ram. Sorry.
Good.
Hi. I don't know if you remember me, but I helped you kind of break your silence for each other. Anyway, not important. We just wanted to make sure you got out of the city safely. So stay here, but stay close. Well, no. Elise, do you want us to follow you?
Yes, we should all stay together.
So come with us, and we're gonna go to Drawley's. And thank you for bringing chicken. And I take a drumstick and like stuff it into my cloak. You have to eat this. I don't care that you're not hungry.
She takes it and like just holds it in her hand.
No, put it in your mouth.
She makes no move to eat it.
She'll eat it on the ship. Come on.
Ma'am, I will kill you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going... That's not what I said.
She
Ma'am,
like
I will
registers
force
what
to
you
eat.
said and just sort of like leans a little bit, but doesn't really try to get away from you.
I don't actually say that. I just... It's happy poking through. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. No, ma'am, if you don't eat it, I will make you eat it.
She doesn't move.
Hey, we're gonna do this the hard way as soon as we're on the ship. So we... Everybody, I just, like, kick her.
Me and Frank are very confused, but like in true gay couple fashion, they have like a picnic basket that's got like the checkered blanket over the top of it that's just loaded down with chicken. And they're both just standing there like really confused about what's going on. Like, how did they get in this situation?
She's not very strong, but she will grab them and pull them behind her if they don't move. Just like
they're following you. They just look incredibly confused.
We'll also take a piece of chicken. Eat it. You need energy.
They don't stop you. They're just following along, and just like you can see, they keep kind of looking at each other like, what is going on?
Basket also.
You're adventurers now, bitches.
Come on. Ignore the elemental, it won't hurt you.
Never mind this domestic chicken cooking
that
shit.
Dissipated by the time you get to the tower.
Oh, yeah. Great, come on.
Okay, Elise goes to the ship. The Ambling Aura, or is it the Ivory Animus?
Ivory Animus, yep.
Yes. And boards in a grand show and heads right for the captain.
Oh, yeah. They're easy enough to find. They're sort of like coordinating like people being brought on board, supplies, anything that they can grab from like the surrounding area is being grabbed and loaded onto the ships right now.
Right. And Ram is right behind them with her Queen Bjorn.
Menacing.
And looking menacing.
Bjorn! Queen Bjorn!
So Elise is going to lean in very closely to the captain after introducing themselves and say, we have a VIP passenger. We need to get to Drawley's immediately. No questions. And then Ram just kind of leans over enough and moves the cloak enough so that the captain can see the queen.
It takes him like a full couple of seconds to realize what it is that he's looking at, because probably hasn't really ever seen the queen up close before. Also, not in the
Is
arms
on
of
your
a giant
knee.
metal person wrapped up like a baby Bjorn at the moment. He kind of takes a
With a
second,
drumstick.
and like you can see, does a double take, looks at all of you, and just says, we can leave in 5 minutes, but I can't control the route. It will go to Baguna and then Drales. We cannot change the route.
Why?
It's magically set. The way the
Magically
crystals
unseal
are,
it.
it's magically set.
Unseal it.
I'm not powerful enough to do that.
Who is?
I just drive it. Mages at the academy? Have you seen any of them? None of them have come this way.
They're hiding underground.
I have
The
no way to
city is
unseal
on
it.
fire.
Is
Yes.
there...
We can be
So-
underway in 5 minutes, and this ship moves very fast.
Okay, question. Out of character moves.
Okay.
If, say, the artificer and Craney the level 2 wizard worked together, is that something we could figure out? To like override it to go to the final destination point, or is it too complicated?
Even faster?
Pull it off the route completely and just have complete control over where it goes, because we might have to take evasive maneuvers.
I will say that you could give me Arcana checks either separately, or one of you could have advantage.
Okay.
Second.
But Arcana checks would be what I would say to do something like that.
Hold on here.
And you have inspirations too.
True.
So that's 4 rolls you could have.
Right, well, you take that 5 minutes to get whatever you need and whoever you need on this ship, and we'll be over here at this route thingy.
We're taking your cabin too.
Yeah.
I'm also
So
taking
you-
out my map book.
Mm-hmm. So you go to
Joe pulls out their
the-
blowtorch. Like they do.
The
you
blowtorch is
go
fixed.
to the like steering mechanism of this thing with the like what you can guess is like a navigational chart on it. The way that it's sort of lit up. Basically what you see is like a cylinder that has a very large sphere on the top of it that is covered in runes that are lit up at the moment. And they're lit up the same color that the crystal at the back of the ship is lit up. And you guess that like the sequences, you could maybe come up with a sequence or something like that that would unlock this, but it is very advanced magic. So, whoever is going to make the Arcana check.
Cast or cast guidance.
So are you doing separate ones, or are you doing them together? Is one person doing them at advantage? How are you doing this?
Good question. 1 second here. I'm trying to figure out. 1 second here.
Emily, do you know what your Arcana skill is?
It's 3.
I'm just checking
3?
for mine here too.
Reggie's also gonna do it.
Yay! I can only see the.
Okay.
He's the level 1 artificer.
Hold on here.
Also, I think
God,
his
if
intelligence
the
should be
rolls
higher than
work out-
12.
Also, if the rolls work out that the damn rat figures it out, we're just done.
Okay, so my Arcana is +8. So it probably should be me. Unless anybody else has higher.
I will help you.
Okay. I'm gonna.
I don't know
so
why that rolled 5 times.
Okay.
Don't either.
Oh, that didn't. Okay, how do I get this to roll again? Okay, I'm doing a really bad job of rolling the d20 in Fantasy Grounds.
So are you Karini, are you giving advantage? Okay, so down at the bottom underneath the chat bar, there's a button that says ADV. You want
In
to click
Fantasy
that.
Grounds?
Yeah, in Fantasy Grounds.
Because all I see right now is the map.
Well, it might be underneath it. You might have to move the map over.
Okay. Okay, yeah, got it. Okie dokie.
Agni,
Run here.
Yinrik will never be a guest star. I love you, but it's not happening.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not. I just have the map. And the dice. That's all I've got right now, I think. I don't know why.
You see the box where it's showing everybody's roles?
No.
Fantasy Grounds is broke. Do you have real dice with you?
Yep, I do. But they always
Use those.
roll badly. I don't want to.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
you're using. Well, you have advantage and you have inspiration, so you're like as buffed up as you can get. So you're gonna roll
And
Okay,
guidance.
I got
Yeah.
a 12 plus my 8,
So-
which would make a dirty 20.
Okay, so roll again to see if you get higher, and then
okay.
you're gonna also roll a d4.
Okay, I got a 17 then on the second roll plus the 8, which would make 25, and a d4 was a 4 actually that time. For 29.
Okay,
You also have Flash
So-
of Genius.
Oh, I also have
So you
Flash of
can-
Genius.
So
And I
33.
forget what that is at this level?
That would give you 33.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
do
your intelligence modifier.
Okay,
So-
perfect. Thanks.
Oh, as you're sort of looking at this, you're looking at the sphere that sort of guides the ship. How the spells were laid just right that it creates a path for this ship to follow. To Baguna, to Drawley's, back to Baguna, back to Ebonbreak. That's the path that the ship takes. You think that you can alter it just enough that it won't give you free control over the ship, but it will skip Baguna.
Okay. I will do that. Karini, I think that we can probably fix this in a new way. I think. We will try, but hopefully it will skip Baguna. I am not sure. I do not know.
Let's do it.
Do you want to help?
I take out my map book. I start pointing to different places and like pointing to different runes that I think probably mean such and such a thing. And I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, between the two of you, you're able to manipulate the sphere just enough that one of the runes goes dark, and you guess that rune was the one that meant for Baguna.
We hope that rune.
So
is
it will-
meant for Baguna.
It will bypass Baguna.
Okay.
It's gonna
We have
take
done
some
It is done.
heavy duty magic to fix it, but for now, it will take you where you want to go.
We have broken the rune. We can go now. To get the queen to Drellas.
Get everyone to Drawleys.
She
To
just
go
like
to Drellas.
grabs a hold of their beak.
Nose, mouth shut.
Nose and mouth.
Not the
Oh,
queen.
okay, Ram. Okay.
So you finish making, like, the captain finishes making their preparations, gets, the last of the supplies on board that they can. The ship is loaded down, and you're ready to go. And he just sort of looks at you, like he comes up to the helm, sort of looks at all of you. Oh, we go?
You are ready to go. You can go now. We have
So
fixed your
he-
ship.
He kind of looks at you. What do you mean fixed my ship? There was nothing wrong with it.
You will see. We should go.
And he puts his hand on the orb, and there's like a flash of energy in his eyes, and the ship sort of comes to life underneath his hand, and you begin to rise into the air.
Oh, I am flying again. I love this
And-
so much.
It's as you're sort of like cresting over, and this ship moves very quickly, but it's just as you're sort of, he's able to sort of maneuver it around the the walls of the palace so that you don't go over the top of it.
Good.
But he sort of maneuvers you around it, and as you're sort of flying actually pretty much over your house, you begin to hear what sounds like a magically amplified voice in the air that you know belongs to Rirka. And you hear her voice calling out throughout the city, "Your leader is dead, and your heroes are routed. Surrender now, and there will be no further death. You have until dawn."
Oh no.
And you begin to hear that music again.
Oh no.
Do we see
Ram.
anything chasing
Ram.
us or anything
Nope.
near?
Not so far. You guys are moving very fast. The ship moves really quick.
Go ahead, Elise.
Elise says, "Wake me up if something happens. I'm going to go try to talk to the Raven Queen or see who else I can communicate with." And I go to look at the Queen and I say, "I know you might not want to talk about this now, and please interrupt me if you do not. But if I were to see your husband while ferrying souls, is there anything you would like me to relay?"
She just sort of looks at you, and like her gaze is very unfocused at the moment. And she sort of turns her head and like she looks at you, and she just sort of tilts her head a little bit, and like you can just see there's just tears just streaming down her face.
I give her one of the handkerchiefs for gifts. It's also branded as her merchandise.
We don't have handkerchief merchandise at this point.
And then put it in her hand, and I say, "You don't have to say anything, because even though I have not seen him, I know that he knows that you loved him. And in the end, that is what matters most."
You just sort of like her gaze almost focuses on you, but not quite. And she just says, "Thank you. That is kind."
And I will mark off one of the handkerchiefs. I think it's under gifts.
Craney's trying to decide whether or not it's a good idea to tell the Queen that we could potentially bring him back. But it's probably not a good idea.
True to Ram's word, she takes over the captain's quarters for the Queen.
Mhm.
So she'll take the Queen in there and sit her somewhere, not lay her down.
Okay.
And kind of sit beside her. Like, I'm assuming the rest of the party are coming.
Yeah. Elise is gonna like lay in the corner and try to sleep.
O hops up and unravels Ram's scarf that Ram has given them and wraps it a little bit around the Queen and tucks her in and says, "Your Majesty, I am so sorry about your loss. I don't know what else to say."
She sort of gives you that like 1,000-yard stare, and she just repeats, "Thank you. That is kind."
I dig out some of the rations from the bag of holding, set them up, and I put the special spice on it so it tastes really good, even though I know she's probably not going to taste anything she eats. I just assume that it might help.
She's still holding the drumstick that you gave her.
I put that like on the rations, like on the top.
Okay.
I know right now it's really hard. You need a moment to grieve, but you need your strength. For your children and for your people. And the war that we're going to be fighting very shortly.
Like you can tell she hears you, and just sort of like automatically begins to eat. Like there is no, like she might as well not even be there. Like she's just on autopilot at the moment.
I think Ram is sort of familiar with like the shell shock of
Very.
war. So she's seen enough Fletchies kind of respond in this manner that she kind of just knows what to do and what to say to get them to do what they need to do to keep their body going while their mind catches up.
And, you know, Aster is close by, and Lise goes to sleep. Granny and O are, I'm assuming, in the room with you guys.
And Penny and Frank, because they're part of the party now.
Yeah.
Still look very confused.
Sit down,
Granny's
Penny,
probably
sit down,
just,
Frank.
like, rubbing circles on the queen's back. It's like
They just sort of like, they sit together like on the bed, and like you can see like the weight of the night is beginning to like show on them too. Like they just sort of lean together with each other, like their heads against one another, and
Point at the basket, eat.
we'll just sort of look at you guys. We don't know why you sent for us, but we're grateful.
I'm invested in your romance, that's why.
Just sort of like, you can see that they just sort of hold hands and just are together in that moment. And I think that's a good place to take our break.
Right back. I'm Effie the DM, and this is the Vactaire. If you know, you know.
I swear naturally. But if I have to think about it, I can't. I can't just work the words in. Shit fuck.
Could you just like get them like a bowl of lube and we can just get it to go? I don't know at this point what to say or to do.
A bowl of lube.
They make it in flavors.
I will cast guidance on your penis. There you go. Pet pet.
What if we go find a plant, 2 plants that like you connect with, and then we don't just go pick them, but like you connect with them, you know?
We'll find a shrubbery. Make sure it's nice and not too expensive.
Me.
I like gloop
to be right beside her face.
Move so I'm real close to them just in case
like this?
something happens.
What can I do to help you?
I
feel like I'm on some
If
psychedelics.
you're a new DM or even maybe an
Don't
experienced
play with
DM,
us.
you're clearly witnessing DM failure here. Clearly. Engage
I try
your
to move
players.
my
Keep
piece,
them
I move the
interested
whole
in your
map.
game.
You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and you're friends.
Don't you make this a pull door because I'll lose my fucking mind.
If I just try to open the door, does it open?
It opens out.
I mean, I'm sure you would have gotten there eventually, but...
Well, I don't know why I learned this spell. So,
Flailing around like one of those inflatable tube guys.
oh no!
The wacky flailing arm 2-man.
I don't see you wiggling, motherfuckers. Wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I only wiggle when I want to wiggle.
I'm Jason.
Do you want to wiggle right now?
Well, I imagine duality's wiggling.
You went really deep, man. It's not supposed to be deep tissue.
Your ass was mesmerizing.
You just need to put the tip of the needle in.
Just the tip, just for a second.
I won't be able to sit for a week.
Well, I don't feel comfortable sharing some of the naughty bathroom things I know how to do with a bunch of children. But...
Why?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Ask your ghost parents.
Oh god, my husband was here for all that. You cast this spell and the sky
Go
above
watch my
begins to
face now.
swirl into this butthole.
They like in circles around you, like do 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 do. And he's saying this out loud too. He's making his own music that he's dancing to. Bigly, bigly.
I will not soon recover from this. I will not soon recover from this. I have never wanted the death of someone more than right now. Keisha, it was a good fucking game, but I fucking hate Brie. Fucking hate her. I fucking hate her.
No, you don't. You love me.
I do. I do.
When one warforged loves another warforged very much.
I see you, our one true king. We stand Brendan Fraser on this channel. We don't care what time it was. We don't care what his body type is. We stand Brendan Fraser.
Do you hear that, Jeremy? Do you hear that, Jeremy? Go fuck yourself, Jeremy.
Wolf anthros are adorable.
I'm gonna say while you guys are talking, the camera pans out to the lobby, and everybody in the lobby can see that Sheriff is talking to somebody in that office. Not sure who. They're very chatty back and forth though. For both the Reverend and Jesse, you immediately pick up on a couple things. Not everybody in this town is particularly...
Don't feed the babies lead paint, coward.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Somebody.
Pants. We should go to that family and then see if we can appeal to them. Is that the word I want?
I think it's begging.
We could threaten them with knives.
Oh, okay.
Or
So we
we
have
could
many
just
options.
ask. Good idea. Let's threaten them with knives. Just tell them that I murdered the entire family minus one. It'll be fine.
Nope. I once ran into a Spanish beaver. Interestingly enough, there is no such thing as a Brazilian beaver.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? You sounded like you were grapefruiting your man.
I'm just gonna go now.
What's that? You need me? Okay.
Does this mean we win? Does this mean we won again?
I never want to leave here.
We are now.
Oh no! I did clog your toilet though.
I know. I was there.
It's just how we handle the stress.
And you.
It's just how we handle the stress.
You called me from the bathroom.
Oh.
The
Okay,
bathroom.
but Maggie said that to all of us at least once.
She was 15 feet from me.
Well, I
Okay.
didn't want, like, if Vince was home to hear that I might have clogged your toilet.
Well, now the entire internet knows that you clogged my toilet.
Well, it's fine because, like, I'm not there right now, so that they can't they're not affected by it.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyways,
back
to our regular scheduled drama.
Oh, Lord.
So, it is fully nighttime now, and you guys are sailing on the skyship, the Ivory Animus. You are headed for Drales, the elven city, which is located in eastern Andaran. And, you have rigged the ship so that you're going to bypass Baguna. Between O and Karini, you think that you didn't damage the ship, but it's going to take some work to get Baguna back onto the route again.
Maybe Karini or Elise in the morning, you can send a message to Bip. Just let them know that the skyship's not coming in and warn them.
Yes, I shall.
And maybe send that to us doing other places that we should talk to. Give them a heads up.
You guys have contacts kind of all over the continent at the moment.
So
you do think that for the moment you are safe adjacent.
So Captain Aphrodisia in Hayden's Point. Talia in Wild Call. And Captain Omaya or Captain Omaya.
Shouldn't I tell my mom? Probably.
If you have a place where she can go out of the city.
Yeah, and probably my girlfriend. Oh my god.
Your girlfriend's probably just receiving the fish post that we sent a while back.
I know. I hope that she got it at least. Girls love fish.
Aya in Veltavir. I let her know about her brother.
I have like 2 more spell slots I could use if we really think we're safe.
Is somebody writing the amount of numbers down so that Emily and I can split it up?
I'll make a list. And Asira, you're...
Yeah.
What about Astra?
Asira is in the Feywild.
Oh. Well, then your parents. But I mean, if Asira's not here, that doesn't help your village.
You know. Good to do.
Fuck. Do we have to call Cottonwood?
Cottonwood's in the Feywild too.
Cottonwood in the Feywilds too. Or do they come back?
I think
I have no idea. They were in the Feywild the last time that you knew anything about it.
Yeah. They just pushed me through the...
You suddenly are playing Where in the World is Cottonwood?
You know what? You know who really looked out in the end, actually, is Bob.
He's probably behind all of this.
Fuck.
But no, that was a little hard to read, Artemis. Am I on the right path?
Oh, nicely done, Abby. Nicely done.
Look at how red her face is.
Wait,
Okay, but literally anytime you say something to me, anytime you say something to me and draw attention to my face, it turns red.
Nice attempt.
That's not a good indicator.
Except when it's
So my lamp is on the wrong setting.
Oh. Well, good thing you figured it out.
Fine, it wasn't on all day like it was yesterday. It's fine.
Dude.
Are you
Oh.
trying to distract us from figuring this out, DM?
No.
Absolutely they are. But we've already figured out Bob is behind everything.
Bob is 1,000% the BBEG.
Evil Bob.
That has been leading up to this point since session 2, even though Bob wasn't invented until session 11 when Emily showed up. So
Mastermind.
The thing is, I change my shit all the time based on the idiocy that you guys do in Mistwalkers.
Fair. I do that too.
So,
this campaign has gone so far off the rails from where it was the first time around. It's not even the same damn campaign anymore. Like, it's just not. And I'm here for it. But anyways.
Okay. So here's what I have. I've got Captain Aphrodisia in Haven's Point, Captain Omaya in Wild Call, Kaya Basselbrand in Beltedier, Odena in Kinevestra, Bip in Baguna, Benedict Hammerstone in Blackspire, and then your girlfriend and your mom.
Are you alerting the Warforged in Beltedier as well?
Oh, yeah.
Clash is there.
Well, we can let...
Many is that?
We can tell
you
Kaya...
could tell Kaya to tell him. That's true.
Yeah, tell Kaya to spread the word and...
Okay. Could use.
I don't know, Lise, do you have any, like, contacts anywhere that we can use to just spread the information?
Why, Artemis? You see my courtier feature and the fact that I am a very important person who is very important?
Well, you
And
know
not a
that you're...
peasant?
Yes. You know that you're... Oh, you didn't put your Beltedier notes in here. Okay. You know that your mother is well connected in Blackspire, so she could tell pretty much anybody you wanted her to there. You both know the 2 Warforged in Avirus that you apparently thought were Bucky and Captain.
I wasn't there. That episode.
Hook and
Hook.
Main Hook.
What about the guy that I knew when I was getting the shiny? He runs the antique shop in Evanbreak. Mr. Dude Man. You know who I'm talking about?
There's the one in Wild Call that you know.
Oh, it's him? Okay, well, we
Kavir?
already are telling somebody in Wild Call, so...
You know Kavir. He runs that sort of junk shop.
Do
We
I
know
know
other
the Muffin
people
Man?
that could relay the information, so we don't have to keep spending.
What, Emily?
So also remember, Robin and Clarity are in Co. At least
we
the last
should
that you
probably
heard. Aster's family is in Swordsfall in the swamp down there. You have contacts in, so let me see here. You know people in Wildcall, Veltodier, Avirus, Blackspire. You know that Pog is in Neris to the north, which is up in Jasiris in the upper left-hand corner of the map. So it just sort of depends on who you feel like warning.
know
Everyone we
anyone else
can.
that has
I
these?
can burn all my sorcery points, and I can also burn other spell slots to regain more sendings.
The thing is, we want to make sure that we're telling people first, people who can get the word to who needs to have it to motivate their people.
Like my mom.
The last time that you checked, Robin was in charge of the Thieves Guild in Co. So they've got a network they can work with. Foster's family has some connections in the city of Swordsfall. You know people in Veltodir. You have a couple people there that could help spread the word. Elise, you would know. You spent some time in Avirus, so you would have contacts at the Onyx Eye, but you don't necessarily trust them.
Got it. Elise is kind of like, it's not so much about trust now, it's about getting people safe. So would Elise think that if they told them that, Rirka's here, that they'd help other people?
You don't necessarily know that they would know who that is.
If I tell them the world's ending, there's a big, scary, fallen god lady here.
They might think you're crazy and not answer.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna tell them anyways. Just be like, the world's ending, save people. Ha! Basically.
It's just 25 words of screaming.
How many words is this now? It's just one word. It's just very long, right?
Well, you take a breath.
Well, I don't need to breathe in my brain, I think.
It's true.
I'm gonna talk to the Raven Queen, I hope. I'm gonna, as I'm laying down, I'm just gonna manifest it. I need to talk to you. I know I have a really big job because a lot of people died, but I need to talk to you specifically. Hey, Karani. While I'm sleeping, can you make, a holy? Your blood basin? A shrine, that's what it's called. Sorry, I'm new to this whole being religious thing.
I mean, took me 3 days and a bunch of spells to do.
Could you just make a shitty one? Not using spells and in an hour?
Please, you think that if you meditate with your lantern, you probably won't need that.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. You just do you, boo-boo. I'm just gonna... Elise pulls out their lantern and stares at it.
Okay.
Elise, you need to sleep.
I am sleeping. Also,
you're
I
not.
don't sleep, I trance. All the cool people are trancing nowadays.
Okay.
I am also
Elise
quite
goes
entranced.
over to a corner of the captain's room and just sits down and stares vacantly into their lantern. We'll come back to that in a minute. What are the rest of you up to?
O's peeking curiously at this because I don't think O's ever seen Elise and their lantern before, so O's very curious.
So what you see when you look at this is a very old looking, almost like a lantern that would have a candle in it, but there is no candle inside, but it is full of purple flames.
Ooh.
It's made of
Very
black metal, and it's got filigree over the glass, and it looks very delicate. And there's something otherworldly about it. And if you stare into the flames long enough, if you stare into the purple flames long enough, you begin to hear the sounds of rushing water.
Okay. I step uncertainly away, thinking about this and looking at other things. Also wondering where the silverware might be found on the ship, as I do.
Make an investigation check.
Sweet.
You guys
Well,
watch
you're-
as O starts
Oh,
rooting through all the
no.
drawers in the captain's desk.
Murphy.
While you're
Okay.
doing this, Ram is just has paper or parchment and ink out and is
Damn it,
scribbling
Rick.
furiously. Hydrate
Posture
and
check.
posture
Hydrate.
check.
Not posture checking because there's a cat on my lap.
That is
a
a good
fair
reason not to
reason.
posture check, honestly. Okay, one
But
second.
Pasta, can you sit on my lap so I don't have to posture check?
Sweet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, investigation. Yeah, I don't think I made it either way. My investigation's +8, but I only got a 4, so that would bring me up to a 12. I think I'm not finding the silverware
Lots
today.
of genius.
Flash of genius again. So that was what, plus a die 4?
No, plus your modifier, your intelligence modifier.
My intelligence modifier.
I think it's actually a 4.
Yeah, I think that's what it was last time too. Hold on here. Oh god. Okay. Okay. 1 second. I'll tell you whether the silver gets found or not. Yeah, it is a +4. Okay, so
Okay, so
total of
you find a silver letter opener and like the captain's like personal silverware.
excellent. Sounds good.
You guys just see O just rooting through all of the drawers in the captain's desk at the moment, and like
Shoving
at one
quartz in
point
their pockets.
they like pull out the bottom drawer, which is always one of those big fat drawers on a desk, and they just disappear in it, and you can just see 2 feet sticking out.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing.
Things just go
The
like
end.
flying over their shoulder. Craney, what are you getting up to?
I have like 2 spells left that I could do sending with. Use one of them and send a message to probably Bip is the most important right now. So before we go to bed, I'll tell Bip.
As you start casting spending, Ram just like throws some parchment at you with a note written on.
Like in your face.
Sorry, I saw you casting it. I didn't want you to cast it before I gave you what you need to say.
The king of Ebonbreak is dead. The queen is in hiding. Ebonbreak has fallen. Vinegate is vulnerable. Spread the word. Prepare for war. Is that
No,
25?
it is 25. I counted, and then I had a little victory dance while I was here.
I think, in that case, Craney might leave out the Ebonbreak has fallen part and say, Skyship skipping Laguna instead. Just so Bip knows.
Okay.
We're not coming there.
Okay.
Then I will use... Should I use it or should I save it?
It takes what? 5-day round trip. Including
Does it?
Laguna.
Okay. Alright. Then I'll...
So probably
save it.
3 days round trip.
Yeah, you guess now it's probably like, and you guess that you can probably stop the ship in Drales. Like it doesn't have to make the return trip. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to make the return trip until somebody turns the ship on. So as long as nobody does that, the sky ship will stay in Drales.
Just trying to decide, like, should I use a spell slot to cast Guardian of Faith for us so we can all sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
And I don't need to sleep, and I can just put the bubble up inside the captain's cabin.
Oh, that's true. We have the bubble. Okay, then I will save that just in case.
Drink.
Again?
Yep.
What?
Welcome to having Agni in chat. What is Ram doing?
I've written out a list of everybody we should contact. Using that script I gave you, Kiri. I know it's not your favorite thing, I know it's war, but you need to be prepared.
Sure.
Sorry.
It is what it is. It'll be easy regardless of how we go about it.
Tried to talk to her.
Yes.
Drink.
What?
You
You
play
want
a
the show
card.
to keep going, better stop. Otherwise, we're all going to be up to go to the bathroom in about 10 minutes.
What did you try to say to her?
That we could help. That she could be free.
Free from what?
From her own prison made for herself. Also, she was wearing these bands. I don't know. I'm wrong with that. Can't figure out what they were from, but yeah, like tentacles or something. And I think we can save her.
Do I recall Rirka having manacles or anything like that?
Yeah, you got a pretty good look at her.
No, I mean
she
before.
had not when you knew her when she was still an angel. When she was still a solar, she wore, actually, hold that thought. Because you have seen her before she changed. So you remember her in this sort of fashion. She wore armor, and she had 2 different colored eyes and long sort of dark brown hair that was like it had like gold streaks throughout, and she had some of the biggest wings you've ever seen. She was not so Zariel was in charge of the army of the Seraphim, and Rirka was 2 ranks below that. So she was up there pretty high. And you know that her and her wife Kelai served in the same unit that you did for close to a year before everything went sideways. So
Ever see her after she fell?
you saw her when you were in Ebonbreak before the gate came down. But between the end of the war after she fell, no. So she fell around the same time that Zariel fell. a little bit afterwards because she had gone into hiding. Both her and Keelai had left before that fight, but Rirka had come back to help, and you can make the decision what Ram had done when the orders came in. But you know the reason that they had left in the first place was the orders that had come in there were no survivors. And there were women and children in the village, and that is why Keelai left. And Rirka followed her, but came back. Keelai did not. It's up to you if Ram participated in the massacre that happened or not. But that was the orders that came through. That was sort of when everything started falling apart on your side. Sides were sort of shaky at best sometimes, but your side generally consisted of the so-called good deities and pretty much the entire host that came from Mount Celestia. They were on your side. Beings that are considered good were on your side. But you know war doesn't work that way. And there were things done on both sides that were contrary to that.
Who gave the order?
Zariel did. Zariel sent the order down because when you guys had arrived in that village, you were expecting there to be a unit of soldiers holding the village. That was the information you guys had been given. There was a unit of soldiers, and it was your job to get rid of them because the village was in a strategic area that you were supposed to take over. When you got there, the soldiers were there, but there were women and children and elderly there as well. And so you had requested Rirka and Keelai were leading the charge, and they requested confirmation from Zariel what they were supposed to do. And that was the first time that the orders had ever come through. There are no survivors. And not long after that, maybe a week after that, is when Zariel fell. And most of the army of the Seraphim fell with her. Because war corrupts absolutely.
I'll think on that and ruminate on that a little bit if she hard or not. Lore-wise, did that village fall?
Yes, the village was
decimated.
Yes, orders were carried through because as soon as Rirka got back, the orders were followed through. Whether or not Ram participated is another thing, but that's because it wasn't just it was you had like a unit of like humanoids with you made up of all different races like normal. You were all sort of bunched together, and there was also a squad of Warforge. It was you, Warby, and several others, and then Rirka and Keelai were in charge. And when Rirka came back, that's when the attack happened and the village was wiped.
Gotcha. Okay. So with that in mind, I just guard Urini very closely. A lot of bad things happened during the war. Rirka had her hand in a lot of them. This was before she fell. And you can say it was following orders, but sometimes you have to go against orders. I'm not saying that nobody's worthy of redemption, because I have plenty of blood on my hands. And I think I've gotten a second chance with everything. If these chains or manacles or whatever you saw are anything like the ones on Zariel, I don't know. They don't. Some decisions are made before the corruption.
I'm not saying it might not come down to us or her. No. It's possible. That will be the only option. But before we get to that, have a chance. Try. I would like.
Can you tell me about the collar and manacles?
I don't know. It looked like there were chains attached, but I didn't see any chains. Was what you said, right? That she was moving.
So
as
she
if
had
were
them
chains.
around her wrists, her ankles, and there was a wider one around her neck. They were all made of some sort of black metal, and they were inscribed with runes that glowed. And you speak Celestial, right?
I think so. Let me look.
I do.
I think Karini does too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So you have seen Celestial written out. This looked like a bastardized version of that, and you guessed that it was probably abyssal.
Okay.
And it was like the runes were glowing, and they sort of pulsed, and they looked like they were like, if you've ever seen, this is gonna get really gross, so anybody tell me if you need me to stop, but if you've ever seen old like chain wounds where they're wrapped so tightly that it digs into the skin and it causes that irritation underneath that eventually leads to, all kinds of problems, it looked like that around where the chains were.
Been there a long time.
And given everything that you know, she's been this way for a long time. She's been trapped for a long time.
I'll kind of
Everything
describe that.
beforehand maybe was her choice, but everything that was done to her afterwards was not.
Okay. I'll describe that. And sometimes people build their own prisons and they don't see that that's what they're doing. They think they're protecting themselves. Even if some of this was her choice or all of it, what if there's someone who can show her that there's actually a door she can open and leave? You just want to have that option.
Chains remind me of the ones that had Zariel.
They remind you of that, very much so. The description, very much so. That was how Tharizdun controlled his generals, was he bound them to him. And that's sort of why. So when the gods and like when the Divine Council and the like the group of heroes that sort of stopped him the first time around, when
Luminaries.
the Council of Luminaries. There we go. I can remember my own lore. When
I got you. I
the
took
Council
notes.
of Luminaries, when the
We
Council of
also-
Luminary and the Divine Council sort of got together on this, they thought there is power in a name, so they thought perhaps there's power in symbology as well. So they used his own chains to bind him in his prison, in his imprisonment. And you knew that that was how he used to control his generals, was these infernal chains that were basically just manifestations of him and how he would control his people. And they were very difficult to break. And you have firsthand knowledge of how hard it is to do such a thing, given what happened with Zariel. And you know that it takes more power than you have now. But given the items that you've been collecting and the fact that Aster figured out how to awaken hers, there is a chance. Hope is not lost. Okarini isn't completely off base thinking that there is a possibility. You don't know the state that Rika would be in afterwards, because Zariel was imprisoned, yes, but she was not imprisoned for the length that Rika has been in prison. And also, Zariel didn't die beforehand. Rika did. So you don't necessarily know the condition she'll be in if you release her. But you saw what happened with Zariel. Zariel, when the chains were released, she reverted back into herself. She reverted back into her archangel form. And you remember after the war was over, the gods forbid her from ever leaving Mount Celestia ever again. Because the minute that she decided that she was going to leave Mount Celestia and take her unit, her host with her, it was already too late. She was already corrupted. And that seed just sort of festered throughout the war and grew and grew. And you've seen what anger can do to a person. You've seen what pain and heartbreak and all of those things can do. But you have also seen what love does and the power that that can have. And sorry, I just love your mama. And you know that even when things seem like there is no chance, there's always that kernel of hope, because hope is the hardest thing to kill. Everybody thinks that the opposite of war is peace, and in your experience, it's not. Your experience, the opposite of war is actually creation. That's why when the war was over, druids and people like Salmaline, who regrew things back on the material plane, why they were held in such high regard. Because they undid the damage.
He's chained. Break the chain. Done it before.
Really?
Yes. Not easy. Glance over to where Elise is kind of conked out. The chained oblivion. Rolls.
What?
You're asleep.
Oh, I thought you woke me up. Hi, Shuri.
She's a good girl.
Oh,
That's
so
the chain of oblivion.
cute.
It's the chain of oblivion.
He's a cuddle bug.
Yeah, kinda.
The chain of
Like a
oblivion
mama.
controls its generals with chains. What you're describing.
So we can set them free?
Possibly. Could be different. Rirka's dead.
What do you think will happen, Ram?
When Zariel was released, came her real form, her original form.
I see.
Rirka's dead. Zariel had only been in captivity for what?
I see.
Yeah, about 10 years by the time the war ended.
Decade. Talking 1,000 years that Rirka's been dead, and
That is a long time, I think.
And another thing to remember is that Rirka, from everything that you've learned, was chained here in the material plane. She was trapped here. Zariel was never here. She was always either in the levels of hell or she was in one of the outer planes, but Zariel never came to the material plane.
I'll add that into.
I think.
I think it's possible, but I don't know if releasing her would. I don't know what that would do.
Perhaps this is a bit of a controversial opinion for this moment, particularly after all that's happened. In some cases, when someone dies, they are freed from pain, sickness. If Rirka died after, really went back to being dead, but, properly so, after we freed her, she would still maybe have an opportunity to be free in death? Is that a weird thing to say?
I think there's a measure of necromancy involved.
Yeah.
Do you think it would happen like that, Karini?
I don't know. I mean, there may be other steps that have to happen first. Some sort of cleansing or something.
How do we find out?
Everybody roll me intelligence checks.
I can't. A barbarian and dumb and
Yikes.
a cat.
Okay, that is
Oh
proven
my
to not be the case.
You
Ram is
roll
actually
for me?
smart.
I'm
Please.
asleep. Do I get to roll?
10.
I think it's a 9 for me in total.
But you're an artificer.
Apparently not that smart.
I don't roll right. I'm asleep.
Hold on.
I'll use my advantage if it was shitty, Artemis.
Yeah, I got a 5 plus my 4. I think that goes along with my intelligence. It was not amazing.
I want to be Shuri right now.
So, Ram, you roll the 14.
Okay.
And Aster, you hear little Aster just go, "Oh, what if we use this?" And she takes out the Eyebright shard.
Resurrect her?
Can do some pretty powerful things. There are worse things than death.
Call me petty, but I don't think she deserves that. Deserves her judgment and attempt at reconciliation, but she doesn't deserve that.
There's rest. There's rest in death.
If we can free her, and she will not.
In theory, her spirit would pass on.
Would that not be more important than being petty, Ram?
When I was fighting, I was in Erica's squadron.
Mm-hmm.
We had an order come from Zariel before she fell. Or they fell.
Yes.
To wipe out a village that it was being held by soldiers. But it wasn't just soldiers.
Who was there?
Kids. Elderly.
I am so sorry. Still, if we do not free her, if we can free her, and she could cease to exist here and stop harming more people, would it not be better?
If anyone deserves true resurrection, it's not.
I see this. I understand.
Maybe. Shard can do more than just that, right?
Yeah, I'll
There's a
push it
bunch
out
of
to you
stuff,
so you can
right?
see what it does again.
No.
So
She'll be back.
oh no. It does.
Do it.
It has 5 charges. And it takes a month to renew a charge. Cast 1 charge to do true resurrection on a willing target.
Okay.
Or use 4 charges to beseech the divine.
Counts as like the wish version of it. So it absolutely works. Welcome back.
I know I can't do anything like that now. Someday I can do one of those things if we have limited cash. There may be other ways to help her after we free her. Aren't just being resurrected. I mean, maybe she wants to move on.
Can you roll me a religion check?
I have on that 7. Excuse me, cat. That's a natural 1.
You have an inspiration. Doing great, sweetie.
You know what? I'm just going to roll it on the computer.
Good job.
Okay. 19.
Damn it, Maggie.
This cat.
That's what I get when I'm being quiet. I have to occupy myself while listening. I wrote
I
out.
made the mistake of opening active session chat. Now I can't think straight. Thanks.
What's going on in active session chat?
What did you get, Granny?
19.
I
Okay.
wrote the intro of the Black Parade, but about Ram.
It's pretty sweet, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is pretty freaking great.
Yeah, when I was a
Amazing.
young bot, the army took me into the city to fight in a great war. They said, Warby, would you be the chosen of the Warforged, the soldiers and the damned? They said, will you defeat them, the demons and all the fallen angels, the plans that they have made? Because one day I'll leave you a statue in a dark mansion to join the Hunters Guild. It doesn't rhyme as well, but close.
I loved it.
Nice,
Personally.
Maggie.
Amazing.
Hydrating posture check though, while we got this break
For
going.
heaven's sake.
I glanced at the queen. Is she tuned in or tuned out?
She has gone to sleep.
In her chair?
She's curled up like on the floor beside it.
Okay. I'm going to first cast the tiny hut, and I'm just going to make it like an extension of the captain's quarters. So extra beds, lots of fluffy pillows, lots of blankies. And I'm going to pick the queen up and put her in one of them and just kind of like tuck her in. And do the same to Elise.
She doesn't stir when you move
Yeah.
her.
The stretch is coming, Agni. Leave me alone. We're busy. It's lore dump time. And then look back to Kirini and O and Aster. You can cast True Resurrection right now and bring the king back. It takes one charge. And that gives us a month to rebuild those charges.
That is true.
Can I say something real quick, even though I'm not there, but you would know this probably?
Okay.
Oh, Elise can twin spell things, but I don't know if you can twin spell with True Resurrection.
From an item, that's DM discretion. I don't know.
I don't
Does it
know how
depend
it
on the
works
level of the
because this is
spell?
my first time playing a sorcerer, but it seems like a really big loophole.
I am just saying, in Mistwalkers, when Agni Yenrik used the item and overcharged it, he spent all of his spell slots, and he still doesn't have them back after like 3 rests.
Okay, so True Resurrection does not need a body. Twinned Metamagic does.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because you have to target, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Could
You
O
cast
make
the
another
thing?
scroll off of a scroll?
A scroll off of a
Sorry,
scroll?
what?
You can't, with O's reproduction, you can't recreate a scroll, can you?
Oh, good.
There's
I
lists
don't
of what
believe
you
it worked. Yeah, I don't believe that a item like that, and also it's not a scroll, it's a stone.
Oh, it's a stone. You can't just make a new. Yeah, you can't just make a new. Yeah.
No,
So
this is the item that was given to you by Sophia.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought. Okay, now I understand. Got it.
it's one charge though, and
I-
we're not
I
going to
can
be
do
ready
that.
in a month's time to take Ryuka on.
Eat the stone. Eat the stone. Eat the stone.
Also, so Karini, with your religion
Put
check,
it with Raleigh. What would happen?
Oh my god, yes!
so when just calm your tits for a second. Let me get through this. When suddenly Ram freaks out and runs over by Aster's hair.
Start digging
Karini,
out Raleigh.
Rainy, you would know that should you break those chains and Rirka is released from those bindings, the state that she is in, given that she is considered undead, that she has died, it would be Elise's obligation immediately to take her soul where it belongs.
Okay.
So, breaking the chains would definitely end the suffering that she's going through and allow her to move on.
Okay.
True resurrection, and actually, I need to read the wording of this spell because there's something I
I
want
was
to
going
check.
to ask, with an item like this, is this one of those things that has to be cast by someone who has it on their spell list, or is this like a special anyone can?
For this item, it says specifically anybody who is aligned good or neutral can cast any of the effects. So
Okay.
I think pretty much any of us can. Even us non-magic types.
Okay. So, Rainy, you would know that if you cast True Resurrection, it just because the creature is undead doesn't matter. The creature is restored to its non-undead form. The spell replaces damaged or missing organs and limbs, cures any and all effects that were caused to the creature, and it can even provide a new body if it's needed.
How about decapitation?
And the only thing that might trip you up on this is that it has a 200-year shelf life.
200-year shelf life.
And she's been dead for 2,000 years.
The creature cannot have been dead for longer than 200 years. You can try, but you don't know what the result will be.
Would she even from? I mean, we've only had minimal actual interaction with her.
Yes.
Would I have any idea if she would even want to, like, be resurrected?
While she's chained?
I mean, yeah, probably not, but that, I mean,
You don't know, because of the wording of the spell, you're not entirely sure what would happen if you resurrected her while the chains were still on. It may break them and restore her the way that she should be, or it might restore her and she will still be bound.
does the true resurrection only takes one charge?
And it must be on a willing target. So you don't really know. You could definitely try. And actually, I probably would make you roll for it.
If we ring back the king, that
brings us to 4 charges.
Save the other 4 to do the wish version, to override the time limit.
Or just wish for Rirka to
get peace.
Fixed or
word it very carefully because it's a wish.
Yeah,
very carefully.
Depending, what might bring her peace might not bring peace to everybody else at this point.
That's true.
In her current state.
And on top of that, if we wait a month and we use 4 charges to beseech the divine, the crystal will still exist. It'll still have 1 charge left. And we'll be able to use it if we need.
We land. This is Craney talking now. Why don't we wait? Bring the king back when we get to Raleigh. The queen to her family. Bring him back there.
Wait.
That he's also safe. Also safe. And no one will know that he's back.
If we do it in here, nobody will know either.
That's true.
And we'll have them to help us as well.
Would he come back in his elvish form, or would he come back as a full dragon?
That's a good point.
We do it up on the deck. That's all good.
He might be bigger than the ship.
Yeah, how big was the king in comparison to the
Pretty
sky
big.
ship? I was on him,
So-
on top of him at one point.
The king is what is considered an ancient dragon.
Oh, he big boy.
Oh,
He a
gargantuan.
big boy. Queen is big as well.
Though she currently has control over what form she takes.
Okay.
He may not have control when we bring him back.
Just in case we don't tell the queen.
Yeah.
I don't think she could take that heartbreak if it doesn't work or he decides he doesn't want to come back. 'Cause he might. Like,
We find a big secret space
outside of Jolly's.
and see what happens.
Yeah. Good idea. That would have been an awkward conversation. This guy should
Look
crouches.
over. You guys look over, and Kenny and Frank are both still awake, and they're still like watching all of this happen. Their eyes have gone about this big around. And the queen is very much unconscious right now.
You didn't
And
hear
so-
any of that.
Feel free to chime in, gentlemen.
They look like they don't know what planet they're on right now.
You're
talking about
on
resurrecting
Phixius?
people and shit. They're like, you
Hi.
can do that?
You know, I don't think we ever really introduced ourselves. I'm Ram, and I'm 2,300 years old.
They
I
both
thought
just
it-
like almost simultaneously, they just both go,
We bought chicken from you like 2 months ago, and we've been invested in your life since. So
Decisions they may regret.
it just like Kenny just holds out the basket of chicken,
oh, thanks. I don't eat,
I'll eat.
slowly
I'll eat.
takes it back.
but they do.
Have some. Also, I'm Karani. I'm 127.
These are like two
I'm
guys.
15.
15?
Was just a baby.
Oh! Cute!
That's Elise. They're an elf. I don't know how old they are. And this is Aster. Baby, I don't know how old you are.
I actually don't know how old
So in love,
Aster
it
is.
doesn't matter.
I think she's 27.
Sure.
Such a big age.
I think so.
Such a big
Amazing.
But yeah, no.
Cradle
So like they just sort of like look at all of you like, what is happening right now?
Weirdest introductions ever.
Well, I'm Kenny.
We know.
And this is my husband Frank.
How old are you, Kenny?
I'm 32.
Okay. It's a good age.
Kenny's
I like it.
29.
Nice.
Hi, Kenny.
So yeah, they're just sort of like very confused what's going on right now.
We know this is a lot. You don't have to remember all this. You don't need to worry about this. We will take care of this as long as you keep making chicken. That is all you need to do.
And love each other.
Both of those things.
All right, so we're gonna switch over to Elise. Maggie, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm sad.
Okay. So, Elise, you focus in on your lantern and you go into your meditative state. What is it that you are trying to do while you're meditating?
I'm trying to talk to the Raven Queen.
Okay. Easy enough. You basically have a straight line to her. You focus in on your lamp, and your vision is sort of like pulled from your body. You hear that familiar sound of rushing water. And it's close by. You gather that you're still on the path. You can see that wrought iron gate that you've seen in your dreams before is very close.
Ignore it. Keep trying to go talk to the queen. If I ignore it, it can't affect me.
Closes his eyes. Looks the other way.
Why confront your problems when you can run from them?
The Raven Queen stands before you, her long, flowing hair sort of blowing gently in a breeze that you don't feel, and her porcelain mask. And she just looks at you. Why have you come here, child?
I come there. I bow. Go on one knee, and I say, "A warrior of the gods has returned, but in a most unholy form. Her name, Rirka. It brings death and destruction to the mortal world."
Yes, I have seen her. She is on the other side of the gate from me. I have no sway on her.
Is she... I understand that I must do my duty to ferry souls back and forth, but... And wars come and go. However, do you think that there is more at stake than... Even though these are not minimal, but lives, do you think that the realm, the very fabric that we live on, between dimensions, is at stake?
Everything is at stake. Life as everyone knows it is at stake. If Tharizdun is allowed to return, he will wipe out life as everyone knows it. He will not stop this time at simply the mortal realms. He will go for all of them. All of the planes. It was his desire the last time. He will have prepared this time. Should he get a second chance, I don't know that even the council could stand against him.
Does the council have any, I don't know, plans on how to deal with this?
They don't share much with me. I am not in the inner circle. I was kept at bay on purpose. Death must remain uncorrupted.
Well, I, if that is okay, plan to try to fight against this person. Rirka, Words are hard sometimes. I'm trying to express the magnitude of the situation while still being respectful, while also not letting my mortal panic set in.
Are handling it well, considering.
On the outside, correct, yes. On the inside, perhaps not so much. When I was, well, I suppose it was yesterday, I was in the ocean and I fought a warrior of our good friend, the chained guy. Maggie out of character forgot his title. Maggie's on a lot of pain medication.
Chained Oblivion.
The Chained Oblivion. The Chained Daddy. I fought a warrior of the Chained Oblivion. And if I was not mistaken on my way over, he is getting ever closer to absconding to the mortal realm. Help.
You have my leave to go and face this foe. I am unable to leave the river.
You got any,
You may
like...
go in my stead.
Yeah, you got any more cool stuff to help fight? Or, like, any advice on, you know, strengths and weaknesses? Or if there's, like, a holy site? I don't know, like, just throw it all at me. I can sort it out, you know? Just info dump on me.
She sort of steps aside and motions at the iron gate. And you finish what you started.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I guess that is advice. How is the boss man?
She just tilts her head and looks at you.
Scale man.
You mean Kelimvor?
Yes, him. How is he doing? What's he up to?
He waits on the other side of the gate.
Can I talk to him on the other side of the gate or no? No, last time he wasn't keen on it.
He will listen to you if you speak to him.
Okay. And any messages while I go over there?
Tell my brother he's a twat.
I'll tell him that at the end, I think. And I go through the gate.
Okay.
Trump.
So you begin walking, and as you have been on this journey, the sort of ability to like pick your feet up and keep going one after another has become harder and harder. And you force yourself to go forward one step after another, and it seems like it takes a lifetime and no time all at the same. As you approach this iron gate, and you can see the river flows through this gate, and the water here is very shallow. Swift moving, but very shallow. You will have to step into the river to go through the gate.
I clench my butthole and I step into the river.
So the moment your sort of boots make contact with the water and you feel it's an ice chill that just goes straight to your bones. Even though it's only maybe around your ankles, it chills your body completely. And you hear the sound of rattling chains echoing in the water. It rattles in your bones, in your very soul. And that stone in your chest vibrates. And you almost instinctively know that stone in your chest is literally a piece of him.
Of the Chained Oblivion?
Yes. It is a piece of chaos itself.
I have the Chaos Emerald from Sonic the Hedgehog?
It is calling to him. And you can hear that voice that you've heard before echo in your mind.
Oh no.
Look at me, child. I will show you the way.
I do not look at him.
Be a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, okay.
Remember, you have inspiration.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
It's a 2 for the podcast, by the way.
It was a 4 after mods.
Okay, it's a 21 now.
Okay. So, Elise, you freeze for a second. And for a moment, you get a vision of your father in your mind.
Oh no.
You hear him say things that make no sense, but things that do. You hear his voice, but you hear underneath all of that, you hear the Chained Oblivion speaking. I can show you the way. Turn and look, child. It will be all right. And instinctively, you sort of shove that image out of your mind, and you're able to turn towards the gate. And you reach out your hand, and you touch the iron in front of you. And the minute your hand touches it, you sort of pass through to the other side. And the sounds of the river die away. And you find yourself in a large marble hall that you've been once before. And there is a man seated there in a high-backed onyx throne with a table in front of him that has a set of silver scales. And he sees you and sort of tilts his head, and his long silver hair sort of falls to one side, and he looks at you curiously and just very slowly claps his hands. Well done. I thought when she chose you, perhaps you would not make the journey. You would turn and look, like so many before have done. I'm impressed, young Elise.
Thanks.
She was right to send you back.
Who was right?
Raven Queen, of course.
Oh yes,
You have passed this way once before.
yes. There's a slight problem on the surface world right now.
I'm aware. My
Okay,
siblings and I are
told you
watching.
the scale thing. As a missive to the surface world from you all down here, do you by chance have any advice on how to deal with Rirka, or maybe, God forbid, I mean I know we have Mr. Big Bad to deal with too, but any other world-ending threats that I should know about to relay?
He just sort of tilts his head the other way a little bit, curiously looks at you, and he has like silver-colored eyes, like storm gray silver eyes. And they are not unkind, a little amused, but not unkind.
Uh-huh.
And he looks at you and he says, history is known to repeat itself. It was in mortals that we laid our trust before. It is in mortals we must do so again. The gate and the silver cord forbid us from crossing and helping, other than boons that we may bestow. But it also stops the others from doing the same. You are on the right path. Seek more of the items you have found. Prepare yourselves as best you can. And fight him on this side.
On this side?
Yes. If he crosses through the divine gate, all is lost.
How do I get my friends to this side?
There are ways.
Could I have some examples of the ways?
Seek out my sister. She is still on your side.
I just talked to her, okay?
Not that sister.
Which
I
one?
have many sisters. Look to your friend Ram.
Could I get a more specific hint? Like, even like a first letter.
You hold part of the keys already. Cannot say it out loud, for it is not safe. But your friend Ram will understand.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you sure about that? Like, you're pretty sure?
It is unsafe to say it out loud.
Oh, it's like you can't. Okay, it's like the game you're not supposed to talk about. about
Damn it, Maggie.
Elise
He just
says,
looks at
okay.
you and he says, I have heard of this game. Many
Yeah.
mortals who come through here have done this.
Yes, it is a game that you are always playing, but the only option is to not think about it or lose. It is play to
So I'm
defeat it
told.
sort of thing, but you know what? Not only will my friends and I save the realm, Elise looks at him with sharp eyes and they kind of glow green. We will win the game.
Oh my god. He just sighs heavily and sort of waves his hand off with you now. Well done.
Right.
And Elise, as you sort of are there, you begin to notice that your robes are changing. You feel stronger and you feel as though they have new abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And as you sort of come to yourself again, back in the captain's cabin, the rest of you all see this as well. The robes begin to change a little bit, feathers on the shoulders, and deeper embroidery. And when Elise wakes, Elise is already pale to begin with, but they've gone almost ghost white. And they look as though they exhale and like cold exudes from their mouth. And
Are you
Elise,
gonna
you
throw
have
up?
awakened your item.
Yeah. I
Uh,
need more
drop it in the party sheet for you.
Cool. I look at Rem and I say, you know the Raven Queen and Mr. Big Daddy, the scale guy. You know their sister. Who is it? I couldn't get any more hints about it.
I'd like to narrow it down because they're kind of incestuous up there.
I tried my best. I was like, could I get a first letter? And then he's like, you already have a piece of it. And I'm like, that didn't... I tried to hint that didn't help either. You know how the gods are. They like to speak in riddles.
Ram, as Elise says this, Aster sort of like fumbles through their hair a little bit, and they take out that small pyramid that they have, and they point at you. You have 2 others.
What?
You are carrying the other 2. You have one in your leg, and I don't know where you put the other one. But you wanted to keep them separated. You didn't want them all in Aster's hair. You have 3 of them at the moment.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I don't know how that sounds.
Come out and inspect them.
It's the Millennium Puzzle from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Take one out of my leg.
As you take it out, it begins to vibrate in your hand and almost pull your hand towards the one that Aster's holding.
No. No.
I look between Ram and Aster with sus.
It's not like that.
Is it though?
I didn't know it did this.
Insight check.
It feels kind of weird to use that for that.
Are all the god siblings? Just out of curiosity.
I rolled a 10.
Most of them are siblings.
Okay. So I'll just throw that information out into the pool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like literally, Big Daddy
that's
God
pretty
made
much
all the
all
other gods, and they're...
Hey, but there was a specific reason that he said Ram.
I don't want to. I don't want to talk about her.
Oh, that one. Dusk Love Book lady I talked to.
Well, apparently she had... Oh, let me go back. Okay, so I got into the other realm, and I stepped up to the Raven Queen, past the Iron Gate, which is getting closer, where the Chained Oblivion is. Who knows our good friend Sizit? I didn't see Sizit, by the way.
Did you see the king while you were over there?
No, I was busy. Okay, so while I was over there, I talked to the Raven Queen, and she's like, I can't really do anything. I don't really know much because I'm not allowed to talk to the council because death must be impartial. Like, all forms of government. You think there's any impartiality there? I don't think so. Anyways, not to be, sacrilegious, but I forgot to tell him that he was a twat. Anyways, I went to go talk to Mr. Scale Daddy, and Mr. Scale Daddy was like, "Oh, Elise, you are so awesome. You are the best chosen one that I have ever met. Even better than the other guy, Karen.
check.
You are so much cooler than him." And then I was like, "Yeah, thank you, I know."
Waiting for the insight checks to come flying across the board here.
18.
Loving the retelling of this.
They're embellishing a lot.
I haven't made
I got
haven't made my
16 plus
deception.
whatever my modifier is.
I get to make a deception check.
I only got a 12.
Fuck. I rolled an 18.
I beat the DC set.
Fuck. Anyways,
Yeah.
then I go and I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Scale Daddy, there's so much going on in the mortal realm. How do we defeat what's going on?" And then he's like, "You have to fight her on this side of the gate." And I'm like, "But my friends can't come to this side of the gate because they're not, chosen in that respect as I am." And then he's like, "I know you're so cool, but I know a way that you can come with everybody to this side." And then he's like, "Your friend Ram knows." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. But, you said you had a lot of siblings. Which one is it that Ram knows? Because they probably know a lot of your siblings." And then he's like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah. I'm mysterious. Go back."
Half of that did not happen.
Which half? Which half?
The part where he said you were cool and awesome.
Okay, he said that I impressed him.
That's a lot different because being impressed by something is like, I'm impressed by this test subject.
Yeah, but also I am very cool and I am allowed to feel proud about somebody complimenting me and internalize it the way that I choose to help myself. Don't compliment me.
I'm not debating
Internalize
this
it the way I choose.
I'm not debating this fact at all.
This is my reality, and I can be as delusional as I want. The world is fucking ending, Ram. The world is fucking ending. I'm allowed to be happy. Let me be happy.
Oh my god.
Very happy for you that you talked to Scale Daddy.
Does Elise seem like they need a break?
Do you have calm emotions?
I mean,
prepared
I feel
or
like
something?
your entire party feels like that at the moment.
After this, we'll go on vacation, I promise.
Go to Dinosaur Land? Just kidding.
Okay,
Elise is like,
so
who is it, Ram? Who is the person that can help everybody who is not me get to the other side of the gate? Because if the gate opens, we're fucked. And you know what's even more fucked up? The Raven Queen was like, Mr. Big Bad Guy with the basic wings, he wants to destroy all the realms. Not just our realm or the realm of the dead, but all the realms, like where the elements live, and I don't know, are there any other planes? The Feywilds, all the realms. That's fucked up. There's nowhere that will be safe.
I don't. Look. Me and the gods, if you haven't noticed, don't get on so well. Because I think they're a bunch of crap. And they're assholes.
Yeah, but we're all gonna die, so we could try to get along for 5 minutes, then we can be angry again. It's choosing the lesser of two evils, like we often do in politics. I'm not saying you have to like them, I'm just saying that if we don't at least try, what's the phrase? We're shit out of luck.
I just, He said it wasn't safe to say her name.
Yes. Can you mime the name, the letters of it using your body language?
And my facial expression?
No, like make the letters like, have you ever been to the YMCA?
Do you have any dirt?
We literally don't know who's watching right now. Anybody could be watching us right now.
But can you just not say it, or can you like gesture it? Like Beetlejuice. You know?
An old children's story from way back.
Yes,
It's an Elvis
cute.
children's story.
Oh, I bet you would love that story, but it contains no beetles or juice.
I love beetles a lot, but that is sad. I like stories with actual beetles. The end.
Could you it doesn't have to do with the tattoos that I have?
I don't know what tattoos you have. I've only seen your top half naked. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the ones that I have
regularly.
The Children of Air God, is it that one?
I don't remember. No.
Yurka is not a god.
No, we're talking about the god of the Scale Daddy and the Raven Queen, their sibling.
Anyone have any dirt?
Rirka is not their sibling.
No, I thought we had to talk about the god sibling. Wait, whose sibling are we talking about? Rirka's sibling?
I'm very
Rirka
confused
is the
now.
Children of Air person.
Yes, Rirka is the person that basically is in charge of the Children of Air. She's called the Daughter of the Sky. Her followers are called the Children of Air.
Okay, so it's not that it's not Rirka. It's not has to do with that then. I think I'm getting confused with the Tuesday game with the Jackal mask. Also, I think those memories mixed up. I've spoken so
How
much.
to tell when you play too much D&D? You start getting your game screwed up.
What
I'm taking a
Jackal
lot
mask?
of medicine today.
What? Yeah, what Jackal mask?
Okay,
I just
it happens to
realized
me
I was
all
also
the
in that
time
game.
because I edit all of the podcasts, so I know all of the secrets. And sometimes it's really hard for me to remember that I don't actually know that information.
What? Hey, Craney, you know a lot of gods. Why don't we play Guess Who and we rule some out? Does the god have hair?
Yes.
Craney, mark off all the gods who are bald. Right, Donald?
Oh my gosh. Are there any bald gods?
At this point, you look over at Kenny and Frank are just eating chicken like Michael Jackson eating popcorn.
My God.
Watching you guys try to figure this shit out.
Do I know who this god is supposed to be based on the connection with Ram?
Yeah.
And
yes, you know who this is.
Can I scrape together some dirt with mold earth and just make the symbol on the floor?
People might be watching, Craney.
How do we...
Well, can we just go talk to her? Just go
Half
talk
of the
to
party
her?
has figured this out now.
It's not that easy.
Don't you have, divination, Karani? Can't you talk to the gods?
Also, I would like to remind Elise that Kalimvor said that this person is not on the same side of the gate as them.
Yes. So we have to go across. We have to find them so that I can bring all my cool friends across who are not as cool as me.
No. Kalimvor is on
Sibling
one
is
side
not
of the
there.
Divine Gate.
Yeah.
The sibling is not on that side of the Divine Gate.
He's on this side.
Yeah, but it's not the Raven Queen.
Nope. You
But
did
I
not
don't know
pass
how-
through. You didn't pass through the Divine Gate. You passed through what is considered to be the mouth of the Nine Falls River.
Yeah. So
There's an iron gate that guards it. It's sort of a last defense against anything trying to go the wrong direction out of the river.
It's the sewer grate.
What if I
Sure.
just refer to something in the abstract that you might know?
Sure.
You know our home?
Yeah.
That little sanctuary?
Uh-huh.
The hole in the roof?
Yes.
That one.
Yes.
One of the two represented by that one.
Yes.
Can you just, like, message her? Using your god powers?
I mean...
I think she's shielded from that sort of... Or else everybody would be able to do that.
Was I actually able to talk to her before when I used the Glove book? Or did something else happen? Don't remember.
That was 20-something sessions ago. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But I'm pretty positive she talked to you.
I could try to...
Hey, Aster, maybe you could try to talk to Ouroboros tonight.
Why did you say it like that?
How else would you say it?
Ouroboros?
Ouroboros!
Only like you're constipated. Ouroboros!
Ouroboros!
You had too much spicy chicken.
There's like just diacritics on every letter, even letters that don't have diacritics naturally.
So yes, it is that one you're referring to, Rainy. The one that would be here.
I mean, I did sort of talk to her.
You what?
4. Think.
9.
The book, remember?
Oh, Rem was like meditating when that happened.
Oh.
Rem doesn't know that you did that. Until
Never mind. That didn't happen.
No secrets.
I may have talked to her before.
We're fighting now.
You say she's not with them?
No.
Couldn't I just cast sending?
I think she must be shielded in some way from that, or else everybody would do it. But I think these, and I hold up the vibrating pyramid, that I definitely
still
was
trying
not,
to like connect to each other.
Yeah, I was definitely not holding it like away from Aster. I definitely was. If we put all these together, it might bring us to her, but we run the risk of exposing her. And as much as I hate gods, I don't want to be responsible for their death.
Well, may I interject?
Yeah, of course.
You might die anyways if this all happens, so we might as well take the chance and have one god die than everyone and everything that has ever existed and will exist.
You could prepare some things for when we wake up tomorrow to try and spend part of my time sending people messages and the other part of my time figuring out anything.
Everybody roll me religion checks.
Oh, Lord.
All of us?
Yes. Sorry, I sneezed before I got it out.
You're the sneeze. Artemis the sneeze.
No! Natural one.
I'm the best at religion.
12 for Ram, 19 for Aster.
You have an inspiration, Grady. I don't think you've used it yet.
I have.
Oh, did you use it? Okay.
You can have mine if you want.
18 in total.
Take mine.
$15.
Okay, so
my dice roll sucks.
Fionn is the goddess of knowledge. Her gift to mortal beings was the ability to read, to write, to free think. Her gift to Ram's people was the ability to make their own choices instead of being mindless killing machines. They were created in a plane of law where they had to follow what Primus said. But the minute they stepped outside of that realm, they gained the ability to think on their own. It's why Ram is the way that they are. It's why all of the Warforged are the way that they are. They can make their own choices. They are their own people.
Okay.
And if Ayun were to be killed, all of that goes away. He is the very embodiment of those things. It's why she was protected to begin with. Because she was wounded so grievously during the First War, she still heals. She's called the Wounded Goddess. She still heals to this day. It's more than likely, it's why her siblings hid her here. Because nobody would think to look for her under their noses. It was the best way to keep her safe.
And because of that, that's why I'm a little reluctant to let anybody know where she is at. Without saying her name or what she's the goddess of. Or that she's wounded or anything. But basically, life would stop being intelligent.
Well, that's fucked up. But we all still might die.
Wait, have we had the telepathic bond this whole time?
No, I would have had to recast it, but...
Okay, it doesn't matter anyway because Ram talks out loud.
Yeah, Ram never uses the bond.
It may come through the bond, but they still say it out loud.
I think Karini's too tired to remember to use it, because Emily...
Yeah, it's been a long day, yes.
The only way I would feel comfortable putting these together and going to her is if we had some way to obscure ourselves from anyone. I am not willing to risk that. So if we can find some non-detection protection of some sort, that is what I want. And until then, I put the vibrating thing in my chest. Reggie, you're gonna guard this. He's gonna bite the shit out of anybody who goes in.
Salutes you.
We could ask Bill. Well, Billfist
Takes out a tiny dagger that you didn't know he had. Kind of,
Where
yeah.
did you get that knife?
In his belt.
Oh, by the way, instead of contacting Clarity or Robin directly, we could have Reggie summon Emmy, tell Emmy.
Oh, yeah. And then send Emmy back with the message.
Yeah, also I assume they want to see each other.
That's
and
true.
I finger guns at Reggie.
Finger guns back with the hand that's not holding the knife.
You knife guns me?
Yep, pretty much.
Good plan. Good plan. Okay, we'll do that for Robin and Clarity.
That's why they call me as Elise the Planner.
Nobody calls you that.
I have never heard this before, Elise.
That's because it is... I'm working on it.
Huh?
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. If we can find some non-detection stuff in Drawlades or wherever we end up, then yes. But other than that, absolutely not. I'm putting my foot down on this.
Or just slowly puts theirs back in their hair.
Wait, I had another idea while I was tranced. Put Raleigh next to the stone that we have. of true resurrection, and let's see what happens.
Okay. Take it out of Aster's hair and put it on the table.
Okay.
Now hump, or do whatever you do.
I don't
Blee's
blink.
face just like looks at you. His little rock tongue just derps out the side.
I talk to him in primordial, and I
He's
say,
very happy to see everybody.
yeah, and I
Oh.
sing "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye, which we do not have the copyright for.
We should let him out more.
Does
Grit
he enjoy my
said.
singing? Can I make a performance?
And a posture check. Jeez Louise.
I don't want to make a posture
What?
check.
I'm asleep.
I don't want to sit right.
I rolled a 24. Does he feel in the mood?
His derpy little tongue just sits there and he looks at all of you, very excited to see everybody.
Grit said.
You don't really know how this happens. It just sort of happens.
Emily's the only one who can. I mean, Karani's the only one who can understand me, right? Singing in primordial.
I think so.
I think so, yeah. Unless O can speak primordial.
I don't think so.
I mean, if you're
No,
singing
please
in
don't.
like Orin, then yes, because that's like the bird version of primordial. But
Do I know that variant?
I mean, you speak primordial. I assume you know all of them.
I sing in the bird primordial to include.
It's more like a dialect. You know? Like you
So-
go to England and London is different from Manchester.
You sing this in basically the language of the birds, and there's a lot of racket that's going on. And Ram, you notice the queen literally has not moved. This kind of noise would wake y'all all up, and she slept through everything.
I go to her and just make sure she's still alive.
Still breathing.
She actually there? Is she an illusion and she like teleported?
Oh yeah, I 100% like touched her.
Yeah, she's there. She just doesn't respond.
Do we need to do some healing on her?
Her hit point damage is in her brain. In her. I'll just sit on the edge of her bed, because I don't sleep. I'll just sit on the edge of the bed and start knitting. Figuring out. You said there was a noise? What noise was it?
It was Elise singing in the language of the birds.
Oh, Elise singing. Okay.
Melodically.
Yeah, that was a noise.
Like, Elise, it sounded great to you. The rest of you, it literally sounded like birds. Oh, you're very impressed.
I'm so impressed. Elise, that was beautiful. Where did you learn to sing like that?
School.
Wow.
I took foreign
I love
language.
this song. I love it.
It's a bop.
Like how I definitely know all the German lyrics to 99 Luftballons. You learn the songs before you learn the actual talking.
So, is there anything else that you would like to do before everybody sleeps?
Anything to add, boys?
They're still eating chicken like it's fucking popcorn and just watching all of this happen. They're so confused.
You know what you should make? Popcorn
They're
chicken.
lucky they're pretty.
I was gonna say they invented popcorn chicken canon.
Or when they get to Drawley's, that's the first thing on their list.
The first thing they'll do, yeah.
Bibu pops up on the bed with Ram and the queen and snuggles up between them, like curling around, nesting for support.
Bibu sits next to you on the bed, Ram, and just does their little pangolin thing.
Metal scratchies on the top of the head.
Ding, ding, ding.
I start like looping the scarf around you if I'm working.
Biboop's here to help.
Seems very
Biboop's,
happy.
like going around in circles, helping you wind it.
So, anything else before anybody wants to sleep? Because otherwise, I'll give you your long rest here.
No.
Okay. So everybody gets their long rest in. You wake up in the morning. Get all your spells, your hit points, everything. Everybody feels a little bit better in the morning. Ram, you keep vigil all night. The queen doesn't stir. There is, apart from the fact that she's breathing, you wouldn't even know that she was alive. She's so still. And when morning comes, she doesn't wake.
Send for the cabin boy, which I assumed the cabin person. Yeah, get her like just a bowl of something like not gruel, but like oatmeal. Maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
with a little bit of sugar and maybe some fruit.
Mhm.
And then kind of just nudge her awake as gently as possible.
Nothing you do seems to wake her up.
Okay, well I go non-gentle then, and I sit her right up.
Still doesn't wake up.
Hey!
Is this like a restoration kind of situation?
Rainy, you sort of wake up to Ram, like, holding the queen with one hand in a sitting position, and she looks to be asleep still.
I know it's risky.
Does it seem like a depression kind of sleep? Or
make a medicine
like
check.
a magical...
Make a medicine check.
Oh.
Or nature, either one.
17.
What was that?
17.
You have seen this in other fashions, but she seems to be in a coma of some kind. Dragons do not take mates lightly, nor do they bear children lightly. Everything they do is with purpose. She has lost 2 mates in her lifetime. You think she is suffering from broken heart.
Okay.
I know it's risky, but I think we just do it.
Yep.
Ow?
See if the captain can land the ship briefly. Because she can't stay like this. I know she needs to mourn, but she can't stay like this.
So we're going to end for the night.
Boo! Boo, you whore! That's rude.
It's harder after midnight for you. Do you want to keep going?
After a while.
Oh.
I'm all alone and I need you now.
I said...
Molly is almost asleep.
It's fine. Whatever. Okay. Before we quit, we are going to do
there
a
you go.
stretch.
I knew there was a name for that. Broken heart syndrome.
Yep.
It is a real thing.
We're gonna do a stretch because
for Agni.
Agni requested one like just as we came back from break, and I was like, "No, we're busy."
Oh balls!
I can see your belly button. Oh God.
We're all old.
Oh. Okay. So, Broken Heart Syndrome aside, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for coming with us on this lore dump. Because it was quite a lot, but I'm here for it.
I just want to say to the couple of people that have reached out about this, the Vakter as a whole is sort of a one-off, I guess, where we take very good care of each other as players. We check in with each other after heavy episodes. We make sure that each other is okay, because you can't play this game without putting a little bit of yourself into it, regardless of how you play your character. A little bit of you is going to bleed into the character no matter what you do. And a lot of us have depression, suicidal ideation, that sort of thing that they deal with on a daily basis. And we take good care of each other like that. We keep an eye on each other. We watch over each other through our games. And as a community, it's very much a family. And we always remember to love each other, regardless of what's going on. And so the couple of people that have reached out about the heaviness of some of our episodes, we keep an eye on each other. I just want to thank my players for going along with me on this nonsense.
And thanks anybody who was worried about us. We're okay. Most of us can make that division between in character and out of character. Yeah, we cry. Yeah, we get mad. But it's like Artemis said, it comes through in the role play, because there is a part of ourselves in every character. Even if we make something so 100% opposite of us, there's some aspect of your personality that's going to make it into every character, regardless of what you do.
Sort of the nature of role-playing games in general, really.
Yeah. So, well, Agni, you don't count. It's fine. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow morning with Queen Mother and Dungeon Daddy Rick on Together Among the Stars. Stick around for the raid.
Night, everybody.